decided to pop on here early like we've been doing. It's been a tradition the last couple months to come on a little early to get candid responses, candid things to be said. Both my co-hosts, Jaquari and Damon, won't be on tonight. Life is lifing. I always thought that was a great catchphrase. Life be lifing. But they got some things they need to take care of, man. That's definitely more important than this podcast situation. You know, love y'all. I hope y'all straight. You know, do your thing. Be safe. You know, the new saying that I saw a Chicago influencer. I guess this is how it is in Chicago with the youngins out there. Stay dangerous. That phase, that phrase. Stay dangerous. I always tripped off over that. I'm like, man, what? You know, I get that, but I would rather be stay safe. You know what I mean? Because that makes more sense. When you staying dangerous, it means that people, more innocent people, are subject to being harmed by you. That's the way I took it. I'm not gonna be caught up on no semantics about it. I just think, especially when it's people that you care for, saying stay safe is a better situation. Like I said, tonight strong perspective might be me solo tonight. Big Dog, Keith Armstrong. I know definitely my brothers Damon and Jaquari won't be on tonight. So if y'all tuning in for the talent won't be here. You got the more solemn brother, the one who is solemn. You know what I mean? Uh, I think let me just say this. When it comes to this podcasting thing, it serves a lot of purposes for me. The first purpose had to do with uh, doing it with somebody that I normally can't be around all day, but I get to see them. All through the week, I get to see them face to face. It may not be exactly straight up physical contact, but just face to face. That's cool. I mean, because what it does is take the edge off of the thing that you need. Because see, what I've always believed in is when it comes to personal interaction, you you forming the character of who you are from your youth, the middle ages, to your older ages. You need contact with people that you care about, right? Now, I'm not gonna get caught up on the semantics, the macho thing. I'm talking about people you care about, people that you like to be around, like to talk to. That's important. Do not let your life get so busy that even though you don't do it on purpose, you lose contact with those people. Because the thing about it is, I developed a habit. This is the habit that I've developed, where I know I've had full life and still having a full life, and my everyday things and getting caught up on all the different things that's going on in my life, right? And really and truly, just working my way through it, approaching happiness, approaching being successful, approaching um, meaning, raising my sons, then becoming a guidance to my sons, being there for my wife. You know what I'm saying? These different things, just being a child of God, and just being the person that I can best be, right? What I realize is you have to remember to reach out to someone who you may not talk to every day, but to reach out to them on a weekend when you get up in the morning and everything is, you're doing your chores, and if you've been trained the right way, you do your chores, you get everything knocked off by 11 o'clock or so in the morning. Pick up your cell phone, pick up your landline, call somebody you to in years. Say, hey, I don't want anything. I don't want anything at all. All I'm doing is saying, hey, how are you? Just letting you know, that I'm thinking about you. Just letting you know that I'm thinking about you. That's it. Because that's important. See, most people don't get that that's important. Because what it does is it adds to who you are as a human being. It really does. I don't care what anyone says. When it comes to, I'm going to keep talking to you, but I have to handle this real quick. When it comes to just being the best father, the best husband, the best man, child of God, now they go together, man and child of God. You can be, and also being a black man. Look, people think, oh, why do you always got to add that into it? That's the thing. Now, I'm gonna start the show in the next 5 or 10 minutes. I'm trying to wait for our guest to come on. If he's also a busy man, Dwayne Upperman. He may or may not come on today, but to always be aware of what kind of person you are, where you're going in life, who you want to be, all those different things in your life. You got to stay engaged to your past, your present, and your future. You got to stay engaged. I'm talking about mentally stay engaged. That's why I'm speaking on picking up the phone and talking to people. Sometimes the conversations don't last no more than 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. It lasts no more than 5 minutes. And the thing about it is, it's twofold. Now, the person you're talking to in that moment, they may not even want to be bothered, right? Or the way God does it, because I believe in God, but the way that he does it is, your phone call might be the phone call that they needed to hear, even if it only lasts for a couple minutes. It's the truth. It's happened to me. It personally happened to me when somebody called me, right? And I'm going through something anxiety-wise. I'm going through something. And just to hear them be worrisome, worrying the hell out of my ass, or be supportive, or reminisce, or tell me, yo, man, I miss you, or tell me something. It wakes up that part of me that understands that we always, no matter how old we get, we need to be fed. We need to be fed. Even though I look like I'm 25, I turned 60 this year, right? I turned 60 this year. And what it did was it affected me in a profound way. I can bore you with the oh man, bow bow, bit bat boo. Oh, that's lovely because it really happened, right? But really and truly, what it did was, for some reason, and I think it's just the way Almighty has planned it, you get an automatic reset. You go through the mental part of your life. What's in your head? Every step that you ever made throughout your life. I mean, it does. It's because I think when it happens, 21, because this country has put an emphasis on 21, we consider you grown, right? 30. 30 is you went through all your 20s. These are the different stages. 30 is you went through all your 20s, right? And now you are, I was getting ready to say judging yourself. No, you are being accountable for your 20s. What have I accomplished by this age of 30, right? Then you hit 40. That's where midlife crises come in. You know what I'm saying? That's where, second childhood, when they come to men, how men all of a sudden, when they 40, right, they want to go out, they want to look good again. You know what I'm saying? They want to Beijing again. It never ends. Beijing never ends. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I like a beard. I'm not ready for the gray beard yet, but I love a beard. So I'm going to throw little hints of it in there, whatever. But when you hit 40, what it is my opinion, you panic. You're panicking because you realize that you've been on this earth. God has blessed you with 40 years of existence. So you panic and say, hey, did I do enough? Or you realize you might have been BSing, or you realize that, wait a minute, I'm 40. And you've always wanted to live long, like Spock, live long and prosper, right? But 40 is that thing that becomes crystal clear to you. It's like, whoa, shoot, I'm up there. I'm still young, but I'm up there, right? So when the people, what 40 does is make your life, no matter how grand or how small, whatever it is about your life, it makes it crystal clear to you. So you make a decision at 40 of what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You really do. I don't care how happy you are. I don't care how much you're getting drugged through it. Your body and your mind resets and like, yo, it's time to make decisions of where we going from here. Right? And I'm giving you everything. 50 is going back and reviewing what the fuck you did when you became 40 and you decided that you had to do the things you needed to do to make yourself feel better. That's what 50 is. Still young, but that's what 50 is. Of course, the youngins in their 20s and 30s, old head. Okay, I accept old head. I'm not shit. Fuck that. You know why? Because when I was 17, I was an old head. I had an old soul. I understood everything because responsibility was put upon me. That's what happened to me at an early age. It was because both my parents worked, and they was involved in our lives. Loved them to death. Contrary to popular belief, the majority of us growing up, when I'm like I said, I was born in 1964. The majority of us, even though uh, The government said it's different. The majority of us grew up with two parents. Now, it wasn't no guarantee that both parents were worth a shit, but we had two parents in our. We had a father. We had a father in our lives. Even if he and the mom weren't together, the father was still connected. Now, it was a small percentage where they weren't, because there was dickheads, in my opinion, right? Or the moms was dickheads because they were bitter because they weren't together. You see what I'm saying? Oh, it's a two-way street. So it's not like it's the woman's fault, it's the man's fault. No, it's personality's fault, character's fault, right? But contrary to popular belief, we had, the nuclear family, black family was intact. The narrative didn't say it was. The narrative kept trying to push that it wasn't intact, but it was intact because that's what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Because if a woman did not have her man in her life, she had her brothers, she had her fathers, she had her uncles helping her with that child. Y'all dig it? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm screaming? But it's always been the narrative. And we've always been able to overcome the narrative. But when it's been beat upon our head for so long, guess what we're doing? That's what we're doing. When you don't have an old head saying, yo, man, that's some BS. Don't believe that dumb stuff. Especially an old head that you listen to. Don't believe that dumb stuff. You always have a chance. You always have a chance. You always can grind it out. It may not be some grandiose thing because it's a dog-eat-dog world out here, but guess what? You don't got to look over your shoulder. You don't have to do no prison time. Our community has always had to work hard. We have always had to overcome. We have always adapted. We have always done these things. Now 60. I'm learning every day what about 60. 60 is the first time that you take everything in because you lived more than a half century. You are here more than 50 years. You're here more than 50 years. And the people that you grew up with, some of them not here. And I had to be reminded of that recently. When I lost a good friend that was battling cancer. Rest in peace, Sarah Dalton. Rest in peace. You were a genuine soul, beautiful person, inside and out. So I'm going to come back on here when I'm 70 and 80 and tell you what I see those milestones are. Everybody got their opinion. Everybody has their opinion about different opinions about what those milestones are. I get it. I'm telling you mine. I am telling you mine. You know what I'm saying? Well, it looks like I'm solo dolo tonight, but I'm still going to attack the subjects that the topics that we have on hand. I'm gonna give you my opinion, right? I hope that folks in the chat see this and you contribute. Let me know what's up. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start this thing. See you on the other side. Welcome everybody to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong. Damon and Jaquari Armstrong won't be with us tonight because life is life. You know, we think that our podcast is very important, but their life is even more important. It supersedes whatever we got going on right here. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's never a problem. It's never a problem. You know what I mean? Even when we get to the point that we getting paid the big bucks, it's not gonna be a problem because just like I said, me personally, I appreciate life. I appreciate who we are as people, what's going on, how we doing the thing, everything. You know what I mean? Because we say it all the time. I say it all the time. When it comes to the podcast, I started it to be around my brothers. My brother Demetrius Gore passed away before I started this platform, but he was going to be a part of this situation too. Rest in peace, Meech. Blessings to your families. Keep them safe. And if I have anything to do with it, which eventually I will, I'm gonna keep them safe, and we're gonna keep it going, brother. But with that being said, I'm not sure. We have a guest tonight, Dwayne Upperman, but he may and may not come on tonight. So, you know, my friend Rico McCoy always says, "One monkey don't stop the show." That Southern term. One monkey don't stop the show. It's real. See, a lot of times, and what I'm realizing, because I was one of those people where you have something relevant and great to say, but you need people around you. You feel you need people around you in order to say it. You know, and I'm talking about these kind of platforms. You know, hey, it's better to be in a group. Yes, it is, because you got different ideas, right? But if God blessed you with a wealth of wisdom and discernment and personality and an entertainer's aura, and you can sit here and talk about it, I think you always should do it. Somebody asked me, well, look, do you make any money? I wish I did. But guess what? It ain't why I came into it. That's the frosting on the cake. But the cake is made. I show up every Friday at 7:30. Every Friday. And what I do, along with my brothers, my co-hosts, and the wonderful guests that we have, we speak on what we see, what's important in our life, our journey, and hopefully we touch someone. If it's somebody younger, we plant a seed. So we may not get to sow those seeds during our different episodes, but those seeds are planted. So when they run into the right person or situation, it sprouts into a gigantic, beautiful flower. A gigantic, beautiful flower. Because that's what really matters. That's what really matters. This program is about the art of communication along with conversation. Because a lot of times what we do, to be honest with you, what we do is we talk at each other, number one, and then we make it into a competition, number two. Who's going to sound the most right? Even though you might be saying the same thing. It's a competition. Of course, you want to be the most interesting person doing a podcast. You want numbers. You want people to tune in. You want all these different things to go on. You want that for yourself. I get it. That's the residual. That's the fluff that comes after. That's the fluff that comes after. What's going on, Auntie? Love you, baby. That's the stuff that comes after. It's what it is. I mean, come on, man. Let's be realistic about it. Social media has given the people who felt ignored a platform. I'm talking about ignored in life, a platform to be heard. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that a wonderful thing? Then you fuck around and get, some people are blessed to get paid for it, to make a good living off of it, especially early on. Earlier on when it was raw, when the virginity was still in place. A lot of folks capitalized on it because they had this personality, or seemingly had this personality. Because what is personality, man? What is personality? Personality is somebody relating to who you are as a person. They gravitate to your personality. They gravitate to who you. Hey man, I see myself in him. Oh, she said some shit that I would say. Oh shit. She's the type of woman that I would love to be partners with. Or he's the type of man that'd be my ace. Relatable. Relatable. That's what this thing is. Then you got the other part of it where you make people hate you. Because it's twofold. You make people hate you so they tune in just to say how much they hate you. Or you have hateful people who say, yeah, I've always wanted to say that. But I was too lazy to take the time to get my own platform and da-da-da-da-da-da. But you know what's so crazy about it is? It's entertainment. What you see me doing right now is entertainment to someone, to hear me talk. I wish I had some bells and whistles. I wish I had that kind of situation going on, because pow, pow, pow. Let me see. What's Strong doing? What the Armstrong brothers doing? Oh shit, that guest. I need to talk. I need to listen to them because they doing, that guest is doing the same thing that I'm doing. See, that's the key to it all. This is what I'm understanding now. Because I used to be saying, because this is 3 years for us now. You know that? That's what's so crazy. 3 fucking years of podcasting, right? Of joyous conversation amongst my brothers, amongst my friends, amongst people who became close friends. It's conversation. I mean, that's real. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, I understand and understand me, so I don't want no mistakes because I tell the truth about every as much as I can. I was going to say everything. No, hell no. You'd be dumb to do that. But the majority of shit I tell the truth about is, yes, I want to blow up. I want me and my brothers, Strong Perspective Podcast, to blow the doors off of things, to be a good thing. Because my brothers take the time out of their busy schedules, and I would love to be able to split the dividends with them. I would love that. A third each. I would love to do that. So look, this is full disclosure because I don't want, look, uh, yeah, I can look. You can look at me and say, oh man, you know, he's doing it in the right ways. I'm doing it every way. What it is. And this thing, one day soon, this thing is gonna blow up. I don't know how long it's gonna blow up, but it's gonna blow up long enough that my brothers will be happy. Because see, this is easy for me. This is easy for me. So do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to Strong Perspective Podcast on YouTube. Build our numbers up. They humble. Our numbers are humble. And I think mostly because people haven't seen it, haven't seen us, hadn't tuned in. You know what I mean? Because look, I go live on Facebook for a reason. First of all, I have 1,400 friends, right? And 1,600 followers. I think that's how it works. Now imagine, especially if you don't duplicate it, imagine if everyone that you know, and this is what I'm talking about, why not do this, right? I'm only going to say this because it's doing it as an example. Why not have, you know what, I'm going to go to their channel. My people that I personally know and follow and all this. Let me go to Armstrong's YouTube channel. Click, share, like, share, and subscribe. Take me 30 seconds to do it. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say about it. But look, I said I was going to approach these topics today. And everyone in the chat, I don't know who's on the chat in YouTube, but if you're looking at us in YouTube, chime in on these things. Facebook, you know, you grown folks, y'all busy. Y'all busy. But we always have at least 3 topics for Fridays where we talk about and we give our opinion about them. And what I'll do is approach each topic and hopefully somebody has something to say about it. If you don't, that's fine. But you got something later, post it because I do get those notifications. I will respond to you. So my question is, The topic. Great topics this week, too, man. It's crazy. But that's just the timing of it. It is what it is. I'm meant to be here, and you're meant to hear from me, whether it's tonight or somewhere down the line. You're meant to hear from me. Topic is, as a parent, do you feel responsible for your child to what your child become as a person, work, who they choose to be with, etc. Just the whole nutshell as far as your child growing up into the person that they're being. Do you feel responsible for that? My opinion about it is this. To me, each parent should always bear the responsibility. And this is just my opinion. Bear the responsibility to give the most for their child that they possibly can. That means the wisdom. That means if you have to be candid and tell them the truth, tell them the truth, right? And hopefully their character, because see, the thing about it is you can supply, and I've seen this, you can supply your child with all the information, your son or your daughter with all the information that's to your exposure, and you talk to them, you coach them, you support them, you love them, all do these things. But if they are contrary, because sometimes children are, because if they grow up with you, it's in their nature to be contrary. But the difference is when they're contrary is how long they're contrary. Now, it's not going to make or break your child, but the point is, you want your child to listen to you. You want your son and your daughter to hear your words, especially if they support your words, support them. Your words encourage them. Your words push them toward the right direction in a positive manner. You want your child to hear it. You want them to know that, hey, this is what I went through. I made sure you didn't have to go through that, but still, there's a possibility that you're going to have some strife. You're going to have some troubles. There's a possibility that you never have no strife and no struggles. So that's going to affect the kind of character you have. Because see, I believe that your character shapes what kind of person you are. Your struggle shapes your character. Your struggle shapes your character. It really does. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, if you have someone who's upset about everything, that means that they had a hard life. You know what I mean? Where they look at people a certain way. They don't want to be involved in too much. It's because their life was just unbelievably hard. It really was. You know, sometimes we got to go through that. Even if you have the best parents in the world, the best grandparents, the best aunts and uncles who are there for you, who help you to eat, have clothes, some place to sleep, do all these different things. How you respond to strife, how you respond to comfort shapes what kind of character you are as an adult. I'll give you an example from both sides. We'll take it from the good. If your parents see fit to not let you struggle, not let you struggle as far as always get whatever clothes you want, always have some kind of money in your pocket, may not be rich, but some kind of money in your pocket, and make sure that you get to do the things you want to do. Two things may happen to you. Three, actually. One is you become the worst. You become entitled because you never had to work for it. See, that's the character that's in place. That's about your character. Because if you make the wrong turn, because your parents really don't have nothing other than character is how you respond to whatever situation you're in. So if you become negative off of being comfortable in your life, how you treat people, how you expect to be serviced, all these different things, the negative part about it, it has a lot to do with your character. It don't have nothing to do with, oh man, you know, me and my oldest son had to have a conversation because he told my wife one day, because our wife wanted him to do a certain thing, just when he was younger, wanted him to do a certain thing. And he said, well, the reason why I'm not like that because you and dad gave me everything. And when my wife told me this, I laughed first, like, wow, what? Then I had to sit down and have a conversation with him. And I told him, I said, hey, in order for you to say that to your mother, we're doing something right, but you missed the class on why we were doing it. It's not because you're special, even though you are, but it has nothing to do with that. Part of it is because we didn't have it that way, and part of it is because we felt like you'd go further if you didn't have to struggle in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because material things is trivial. I said, you copped out. I told him this. I said, you copped out. How dare you say, yeah, I'm going to be candid with what I said. I said, that was some dumbass shit to say. Dad, I don't have this drive. And this, like I say, was younger. I don't have this drive because you and mom always took care of the stuff that, what? So you're supposed to struggle to have a good character? You may, and like I said, I'm not an expert at this, but I said to him, you're telling me, because we did everything we could for you and your brother, and you have a bad character trait, which you can change. You can change your character. But you have a bad character trait, and you blaming the fact that we did this for you. We made it easy for you. No, you're spoiled. That's not the parents' fault. No, a little bit, but not really. It's the decisions that you make. Because no matter what, as a person, you should always be hungry to want to build your own thing. Boys or girls. You should be hungry to do that. If you find yourself being comfortable with what you have, especially if it's given to you, then you got to go back to the drawing board and figure out that is wrong for you to be that way. Because you don't grow. You don't grow as a person, as a human being. You don't grow. See, as a parent, I don't get into, hey man, you need to be doing better because I'm sacrificing them. Say, no, I've never said that to my son. Because if I came close to saying that to him, then I would be going against my character because I'm doing it for him because I didn't have it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I have to say, we do have a little part in shaping our kids' character. Just small. It's small, but it is what it is. And that what that is if your son or daughter is at that age, they're young, and they act out because they don't get their way, whoop their ass or put them on punishment. Show them that you do not tolerate that because that's bullshit. That's where you don't drop the ball as a parent. Don't do that. Show your child that there's repercussions to disrespect. Because if your child disrespect, in my opinion, if your child disrespect you, they are disrespecting themselves because you raising them. There's no perfect formula. There's no perfect formula in raising our children. Not at all. Right? But you have to constantly, and that's where we fall short. We have to constantly stay engaged with our children through conversation, through interaction. When you're tired, now I'm not talking about the father or the mother working 2 or 3 jobs or 2 or 3 shifts. I'm not saying you know what I mean, because you can only do so much as a person, right? But you need to pray to God that you do. And this is what I suggest. When your son and your daughter wants to have a conversation from yay high underneath your kneecap all the way up into adulthood, you stop. Unless you're doing something very important, but you stop and have that conversation with them. Whatever it is, no matter how trivial it is. Because what it is you're staying engaged and your child is emulating what they see from you. That's why they ask you questions. That's why they ask you questions. This is why when both my sons, I'm talking about from toddlers where they can speak all the way up to right now, 32 and 17. They say, Dad, I got a question. Pause it all. No matter how trivial the question is, I stop. What's up? And I give them an answer. I give them an answer because that was given to me. And I made better decisions because of it. Now I understand, you tired and shit. And sometimes the timing of it, when your children come to you, little boy and girl, little man, woman, they come to you, you tired and you just finally, I'm talking about, you done hit that sweet spot in your chair, you done drank your beer, you chilling, and you like, fuck the job. And then they come up to you and say, Dad, can I ask you a question? It's the energy that you give them. And the fact that hey, well, what's the deal? So you got to practice that. That's about your character. You have to practice being that kind of person, period. It's what it is. To me, nothing satisfactory comes with ease. Nothing satisfactory comes with ease. It's always going to. It's what the one I saw a cartoon, but this is an old country saying, but it is what it is. I saw the cartoon. The heat is in the work. The heat is in the tools. I think he said the heat is in the work or the heat is in the tools. It was outside. It was cold outside, and they had a ditch to dig. And this character said, "Come on, let's go. I know it's cold out here, but guess what? The heat is in the tools. The heat is in the work. That's what it is. The heat is in the work." When I heard that, even though it was a cartoon, it was profound as hell. The meaning, the understanding, the satisfaction, everything that you need to know is in the work that you put into it. Last week, I asked a question. Are we doing our kids? Because Anthony Mackie, the actor, Captain America dude, right? He said he feels like we do our kids a disservice when we tell them if they work hard enough, they'll achieve everything, right? And then he said that, I don't know where he got the quote from, but he said, success is not earned. Success is given. I don't know if I fully agree with that, but what I do, one part of it I agree about is, in a lot of situations, no matter how hard you work, you won't be chosen. And you're going to continue to grind until you're chosen or not chosen. But when you become, when there's success involved and you grind in the same way, right? Somebody's choosing you. Whether they like your look, they like your personality, whether you fit into what they need at the moment. And then you make the most of it. And then, and that hit me like, wow. I'm going to still tell my sons, you work hard enough, you will get the things out of life that you want. I add the little thing to it where you may not get everything you want, but you will get those things. You'll get the majority of things you want, especially when you work hard and keep your head on a swivel and make sure that you jump into situations that's going to benefit you. But I get his point that a lot of successful people were chosen to be successful because of their personalities, their look, the timing, who they know, mostly who you know. Those other things are subset to who you know. I've always believed in encouraging children, helping them to believe in who they are, because it always gives them something to give them fuel to keep going. But the thing about it is, we have been, to me, in my opinion, we have been conditioned not to trust each other because we've been bombarded by that through our entertainment, through everything that we are given. Television, movies, music. The underlying theme is not to trust. Men and women, not to trust. And I'm not talking about being a damn fool. I'm talking about when it becomes a group activity. When it becomes a group activity, like, yo, we need to come together and form a situation, a business, a co-op, something that's going to help this community way down the line. But here's the stereotypical shit that goes on. How many times have you seen this? And it was on one of the shows. I asked the question. If you had a friend that had the perfect business model, I'm talking perfect, make money, everybody's rich, all y'all have to do is be patient and go through the process and it's going to be phenomenal, right? That's one. Two, a stranger come with the same thing, perfect all the way down, right? Make money, right? Who would you choose? Chat, if give me an answer to that question, if you want to get involved in this, because you know I'm here by myself today. But who would you choose? Would you choose that friend, that family with the success rate to make that money? Or would you choose a stranger? When you both, before you start, you both have a choice to choose it. Who would you choose? The panel we had on, I think it was 4 of us. 2.5 of us said they would choose the stranger. So I asked why. Because this ain't no right or wrong question. It's just how you feel. I asked them why. And what ended up happening was they didn't want to sound crazy. You know what crazy? You can't trust no family. You can't trust no other black man or no woman. They want to try to take over. Those were the answers. That's what, and also in the chat, people said the same thing. And then one night I knew more than most folks, and I got this profound thinking. But I've always believed, because of the plight of our community, got to work with each other to pull every one we can out of it. So my first choice was the family with parameters. Because if you don't fuck with it, you're going to make money. Everybody's going to be rich. Because that's the scenario that I set up. That's what I said. But guess what? The conditioning of quite a few of us, right, have us ignore what I said. What was the main point of it? You are going to make money, no matter what. Who would you choose? Is it the I want to be the big dog? I want to be the only one up here doing this thing. That's why I won't choose family, or is I don't trust family. Trust of being the big dog have nothing to do with the fact that the scenarios, you're going to make money. You're going to make money. But what do we automatically do? And it was just a little social experiment of mine. What do we automatically do? Well, it depends on what he got to give me. Well, wait, hold on. I just said to you that it's a perfect play, period. It's a perfect business model. You're going to make money forever. Then I had one brother who said, Well, I would go with that stranger first, then I'll bring it back to the family. I ask why. Why? I go back to the business part. Okay, now understand something. It's not about who you choose. It's not kind of about, I mean, it's automatic that you're making money. It's how you see yourself. It's how you see yourself. You dig what I'm saying? It's how you see you. You want to prop yourself up. You want to be on top of things, right? So you wouldn't choose family. You'll be with a stranger because you don't have to share. This is the kind of answers that I was getting. You understand what I mean? These are the kind of answers I was getting. And the way they were given to me, that's the conclusion I came to. It's like you don't really have any reason why you wouldn't choose family. Unless you want to be that family leader. But guess what? If you make family money, aren't you leading? Aren't you the one that they will come to like, yo, man, how can we do more of this? I'm not saying that there's no right or wrong answer to this thing. But I am saying is how you feel about yourself. What kind of person do you feel you are? Is the kind of decision you'll make. I would choose the family all day long. I would take a chance on them. But you telling me it's guaranteed that we making money and we're gonna be rich. Oh, without saying. You know why? Because I want my family generationally to thrive. I want my family to thrive. Friends to thrive. Community to thrive. That's what I mean. Seriously? I've always been on that. Am I different? Hell no. I just think that fear of poverty and fear of failure makes you choose a stranger. Make you choose a stranger. It's what it is. It's my opinion. I hope that you guys, this thing is seen. I hope that this what I'm talking about is seen, and please comment on it. Next topic. Is our community accepting of poverty? Are we conditioned to think poverty is our only option? Is our community accepting of poverty, being caught up in it, and that's all we have? Right? And are we conditioned by just the way this country is set up sometimes? Are we conditioned to think that poverty is our only option? Take the first question. If you look at it on the outside, hearing what people say to you, critique you, talking about community-wise, critique you and all these things, you would think that we accept just being impoverished, being where we are. Until you break it down and be and hell, it's just not but black people, it's just impoverished people, period. If we were accepting of it, right? People would never go to work. See, I don't get caught up on the semantics where they say, when it comes to government assistance, y'all, that's all y'all want to do. That's all y'all women want to have them babies so they can get more money. Come on, man, where the fuck you think that come from? That's some bullshit. That's stupid. Women are having babies because they're not having protective sex and they like to fuck. Men and women like to have sex and it's unprotected. This is why we're having babies. It ain't no scheme where the mother said, you know what? I can get an extra $300 a month, $200 a month if I had this child. We're going to take care of the government. No, it is taking chances when you shouldn't take chances. So I feel we don't accept poverty because people go to work every day. The majority of us go to work every day. The majority of us do overtime if it's there every day. Now we're being told that we don't work. Think about it. Think about that. Just think about the sheer numbers, man. If that was the case, now the majority of us are underpaid as hell. You know what I'm saying? We underpaid, but fuck, it's fucked up out here. But what? We go to work. We go to work. We're not happy about the motherfucking situation we in, but we go to work. We do whatever's overtime's there. Men and women, we work that overtime. We get up and go, the majority of us. But we only get put in our face the minority of us. You know the ones, spoiled ones. Well, shit, if I can sit here and chill, or my woman want to go to work, it's a small ass minority. But guess what? You're being tricked to say that that's all it is about us. Now, if you're watching this and you want to make it a black-white thing, ignorance is real. I'm talking about the narratives that's being pumped into our community where we choose to believe. This is what it is, man. So the answer to the question, realistically, no, we don't accept poverty. But subconsciously, it always tries to seep into our consciousness because we react to it. We react to it in different ways. Our young folks now, shit, fuck it, no, the old heads too. I don't need no man that don't this, and this woman need to have this much money before I can even think that I'm gonna deal with her. I need a man that's gonna take care of it because I don't want to work no more. Why don't you want to fucking work no more? Why do you just want to sit there and think that your sexual ex- escapades, speaking from a woman's point of view, from a man looking, your sexual escapades, right? And the way that you look is enough to take care of you for the rest of your life. And I'm not telling you, women, you need to go work. I'm saying stop shouting it. Men, don't sit here and bust your ass and get mad because the woman don't want to work. Because you giving her that. Because you're making her your prize. Now understand something. This ain't no definite answer from me, but I'm giving you food for thought. Because this is scenarios that we getting every day. The little social media platforms, right? Like this one. But you don't see us doing this. We don't do that. They got their hustle. They doing their thing. People, they popular. They're making money on it because I always believe, whether or not you say all money ain't good money, but they don't have to starve off of whatever's going on. But when you got men and women debating prostitution, a woman comes to me and tells me, you want to know how much I make, right? This is what's portrayed to us. They want to know how much I make in order for what? To be dated, right? I'm like, well, why would you ask that? My first question. Because they got the smell good on, looking fly. The women I'm talking about looking fly, all this shit, looking fine, right? But you understand that most men get bored with that. Especially if that's all you're standing on, ladies. Now get your hustle on. You can be who you are. I get that. It's not saying what's right, what's wrong. I'm saying to you is, from a man's point of view, if I got it like that, and all I got to do is take care of you, right? To have you, I'm not going to think much about you. And this is in general, and this is coming from a guy who ain't shit. Because if he throwing money at you, he ain't shit. He don't think you shit. If she want to curl up on you and bring out the honey packs and dress you up and down with whipped cream and all this shit because you paying her rent or doing whatever, you don't see that as a transaction? It's not you. Nah, if that's what you want, go ahead, player. Do your thing. Do your thing. If that's what you want, that's fine. And look, do not misunderstand me. I'm not looking down on anything. I'm looking at things in the logical way. This is what I'm talking about. I had a discussion. It was a group of us, and they were just talking, right? They said, Strong, if you were single, right? I'm an old head too. If you were single and then it was this situation where she wanted you to pay her rent and all this and blah, 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 what would you do? I said, I would never do it, first of all. But if I did, I'm giving her a cell phone because she just became my employee. When you work for me, you are on call constantly. Because if I'm paying for your lifestyle, I need to get in touch with you when I want to get in touch with you, see you when I want to see you, and that's it. Because it's a business transaction. It's a business. Think about it. I'm not, look, the funny thing about it is, y'all know I'm not putting no frosting on this situation. And I'm not pointing fingers and I'm not looking down on anybody. No, not at all. I'm saying to you is we came from our family being split apart to rushing when we got the war, when the South lost and we was able to stretch our legs out and got out here. We ran towards marriage. It was wholesome. It was everything. As a matter of fact, my opinion, we created the standard of it, right? Because when a man has a lot of children, he's a Rolling Stone and all this shit, he just ain't shit. He ain't shit. I don't care how this brother look. I don't care whatever game he's spitting. I don't care whatever it is. He ain't shit because if he's not in his kid's life, he don't have to be with the woman, which is I think is crazy too. But he don't have to be with the woman, right? But he has to be in the kid's life. He has to be in the kid's life. But don't play no fucking games with no women, man. What's wrong with the truth? When I was single, long time ago, I told the truth. I didn't lie. If I had somebody, hey, I got somebody. You know what I'm saying? We can be friends. I got somebody. But understand something. If we in this situation, I'm gonna try because I'm talking to you because I'm attracted to you. I'm going to try. I'm not gonna hound you. I'm not gonna disrespect you, and I'm not gonna get on your nerves. But guess what? You gonna know just by the way that I look at you that I'm attracted to you. And I was able to move through my life. I'm good because I've not lied to nobody. I've not done nobody no disservice because I have not married anyone. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's it. That's how I see it. Everybody's not like that. So there's no right or wrong in this thing. I just think that when we get caught up on, and I drifted off into the relationship part of this thing, but it's still poverty because men get poverty shamed, man. In today's social media, in today's life, they get poverty shamed. Meaning, oh, you just broke. Brokey, blah, 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 brokey, right? And then the characters that we look at through social media because they playing characters really don't see that they're playing themselves. The men and women, they're playing themselves. When they rely on money, you have no personality. So you throw money at each other. You throw money at each other, right? And then you expect Love. These old heads that get married when they in their 50 and 60. My pops told me, he said, hey son, let me tell you something. The reason why these men, and whether my pops is right or wrong, the reason why these men are getting married in their 50s and 60s because they don't want to be alone and they don't want to they don't want to die by themselves. They don't want to be alone and they don't want to die by themselves. Sometimes they, a lot of times they get in line, they take care of that woman, whoever it is. Oh yeah, they take care of them. But then the woman don't appreciate it. Or a woman who holding her man down, right? Then when the man finally gets up on his feet, and this has happened, but it's more folklore than anything, get on his feet, he goes find somebody different, right? Which is it's fucked up. That's what it is. It's fucked up. It's like, damn, wait a minute. See, you're not loyal, brothers. No matter how this woman acts, because she probably act out because if she held you down, then she's acting out. It's because of insecurities. Because she see your come up, you see your bloom, you see your whole thing, right? So she's insecure. Really, what I'm saying to you guys is this: if you really think about, I've gave you different examples of everything, but the common denominator is insecurity. Insecurity. It is what it is, man. If you have somebody that's happy with you and you don't have to, and you're on top of the world, right? On top of the world, why do you look for something else? Just thinking in general, man. Because like I said, being on here by myself, I got a lot going through my mind, and it has to do with poverty. Because how many times do you have friends say, "I didn't even know we was poor growing up. I didn't even know we was poor." You know why they didn't know? It's because they had a lot of love, a lot of companionship that makes up for everything. Do we think poverty is our only option? I don't think so. My opinion about it. Because too many people trying to get over on each other. It's that simple to me. Too many people trying to get over on each other. Meaning they trying to get what you got. Meaning that they know that you probably is connected to that rainbow in which they gather everything that they have. But we still live under the conditioning and think that black folks invented poverty. Black people invented poverty. That's the way we act. I think sometimes. People try to believe that shit. But we always been the most resilient, to be honest with you. in my 60 years, the most resilient, hardworking people. Or we might bitch about it, but we go to work and we become the best. We become some of the best employees, the best small business owners, the best CEOs, creating giant corporations. Oh, we do it all, but we don't get to see it. Now, if we got to see it, would it make a difference? I don't know, but it's there. It's there. The only problem I got is when you show me billionaires and you only show me entertainers. You know why I got that problem? Because we have more billionaires that's self-made than entertainer billionaires who work for people. I love LeBron James, right? But no matter how many businesses LeBron James has, being a billionaire, people are always going to see him as an employee because he is a NBA superstar. Music people, it's the same thing. No matter how many business moves that they make, we are always going to see them, in my opinion, we're always going to see them as employees because they made their money or their fame off of, no, not their money, because you cannot be a billionaire just by being an entertainer. But their fame was made off of working for somebody. It's a good thing that they parlayed it and got the right people around them to build that fortune to that. You feel me? But we don't see it enough. I'm talking about the folks who are not entertainers that are billionaires. Black men and women that are billionaires that are not entertainers. Because that's all we see is the entertainers that's billionaires. Somebody said, well, strong, what difference does it make? It makes a big difference. Because if I see someone, a billionaire is a billionaire now. So don't get it twisted. But if I see someone who worked through, built that business up and did this and became a billionaire, I'm going to want to have a conversation with him or her. I'm going to definitely want to have a conversation with them because I have more in common with them. Because they started off as regular people. Might be geniuses, right? Your sister got it going on, a genius, brother, a genius, right? But still, I have more in common with them because I'm not an entertainer. I would love to see more than that. I would love to see more of them. That's all I'm saying. You know, I said, I talked about this stuff because I think if my brothers and the guests would have been on tonight, this would have been a nice little situation. Well, I gave you everything I had. You know what I mean? And guess what? You go back and dissect this shit, I gave y'all some gold. Ooh, I got chills right now because you know why? I became the vessel for the Most High. I gave you everything that He wanted me to give you. That's real. Last subject, then we're going to get out of here. I don't know if you guys, um, I'm a social media guy, so I know about this man, Charleston White, right? Me and my brother Damon had this conversation about him. And rightfully so, Damon don't care about him, care much about him. I don't either. I think mostly because from the beginning and his beginnings on the internet, I could see right through him. And Damon asked me, well, what do you mean, see right through him? I said, I listened to what the man said. He talked about him being a community activist. He talked about being in prison for murder, all that. He talked about that. But he talked about him being a community activist in Texas. Forget what city he's from. Doing this thing, right? And he said it several times, but he got frustrated because he didn't get enough people to listen to him. And he said, forget it. I'm going to get up here and talk this stuff. Whether you believe what he's talking about, whether you know, endorse what he's saying and all these different things, but he got up there and said, he basically said, I've been good for the community, all these different things, but nobody listened to me. So I decided to be bad, to be this wild card, to talk this crazy shit, right? Okay, I said, well, you're making a choice to be an entertainer, right? But he did the smart thing. What he did was he made sure he stayed connected to his base, but also became a dickhead of an entertainer. If you've seen Charleston White, you know what I'm talking about. You know, he disrespectful of the gang members, Crips, all in Chicago, LA, disrespectful of them. Texas, disrespectful of them. You know, hope they die, all this stuff. Now, who is he touching when he say that? He touching the women, the men and women who are not gang members that's being held hostage in those neighborhoods. He's touching on them, right? But he's not giving solutions. What he's doing is a tantrum. Fuck them, fuck their mamas, blah, 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 blah. He's on that, right? He's always said it. And I'm confused by how people like, especially recently, how people like, oh, you know, what's up, blah, 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 da, 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 right? The no snitch era. Because recently, old footage of him testifying against his friends on the murder that he said he went to jail for. No, in a nutshell, they went to the store to steal, got in the car, right? An innocent bystander went and tried to stop him. They ended up throwing the clothes out of the car, right? As the man turned around to walk away, Charleston, this is his words, Charleston White said he handed his friend the gun, and his friend shot him in the back, killed the man. And you know, the young boys and even the old heads, oh, you a snitch, you was a snitch, you snitched on your boy, blah, 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 blah. He said it. Throughout his whole internet career, he said it. I will tell. Because he has, right? But you, I say you, just in general, people always want to get to the dumpster fire. Always going to crazy shit. Now, I'm bringing this up because I got pissed what this man did. This man got on and he pretty much said it, and it is what it is. Made himself look crazy. He said, yeah, you seen this. I know all y'all seen this footage of me and da-da-da, da-da-da. He's on that. I know y'all seen it and da-da-da. But guess what? I'm rich and you not. Your first instinct is like, oh, what the fuck is that? What are you talking about, man? You sound stupid. No, he don't sound stupid. Because guess what he doing? He is making sure no matter where he appear again, the people going to tune in. Because I'm making money off of this bullshit. Because that's basically what he is. I'm making money off this. This is what I'm doing. And forget y'all. You feel me? Forget y'all because this is what I'm doing. And yeah, okay, you seen it. Okay, what? What's your point? And people are shocked, like, oh, wait a minute. Why would he? Because he said it all along. See, that's what I'm saying to you. Why do we, speaking in general, why do we get confused over entertainment? Because that's basically what he said was, hey, I'm working the real shit now. Right? I was working the real shit and this and that, and I felt like it wasn't working. So guess what I did? I chose entertainment instead of real life. That's basically what he did. I'm not pointing fingers at the man. I'm not doing no. I'm looking at his words. This is what this guy is saying to you, and you get mad. You get mad at this motherfucker because he's telling you what he's doing. That's what happens to us all the time. Segue. Your president. The United States, the president of the United States, Donald Trump, during this campaign said, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And then once he gets in office, he does what he says, and people are shocked. I'm talking about the people that voted for him. They're shocked. They're losing their jobs. Speaking in general, not every one of them, but they're losing their jobs. Like, oh, wait a minute. Why are you doing this to us? You're like, this motherfucker said that's what he was going to do. The Spanish population that voted for him. I don't know how much of difference it made, but the ones who voted for him are shocked, like, oh, he's sending us out of the country. Well, that's what he said he was going to do. I don't understand, man. I understand being optimistic because you want your life to flow the way it flows. But when somebody tells you and then you put him in a position to do it and he does it, why the fuck you mad? Why the fuck are you mad? Charleston White, Donald Trump. But look, I've been chatty. And I wanted to see if I could carry a show by myself. Would I run out of anything? Basically what I'm saying. Not carry the show, but would I run out of things to talk about? I didn't think I could. And guess what? I didn't run out of things I could talk about. Got a lot more shit. But I say this for the fellas. Listen, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast. This is some good. We got some good shit. We got some good shit. You know, tune in. If you want to be a guest, get in touch with me on Facebook. Message me. Let me know if you want to come on. I'm talking about the people in my friend group, the people who are not. If you have a good topic, I'll be honest with you. Let me know. Because we don't usually turn anybody down. But if you own some bullshit and don't know how to back it up, I'm gonna tell you no. But if I don't agree with you, but you backing it up, oh yeah, come on. I'm not gonna bring you on to discredit you, but guess what? I'm gonna give you the opportunity to speak up. But we also reserve the right to tell you why we don't agree if we don't agree. Look, we're here next Friday at 7:30. It's a Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of the hosts, Keith Armstrong, Damon Jaquari. Y'all peace out. We'll see y'all next week. You have a good night. Marcus, Robin, thank you for tuning in. Good night.